This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports and Chaco. We're back again with Owen O'Neill. Obviously, you've just been announced there this morning that you're always going to have your 9th pro fight on the Donovan Al-Hadri card in the Europa on the 24th September. I'm sure you're obviously delighted being kept busy with Mark.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. But wasn't that long ago from the last show. So it just kept things going. I probably took 2 days off since the last one, and then I was away for the Climble match in Europe. Probably 2 days off for that, so probably four days all in. And I'm campaigning at a new weight for this one, so I'm absolutely buzzing.
Obviously, I guess it probably shows a testament. Obviously, keep you busy. Obviously, keeps the weight coming down, I guess, and things like that. But you're obviously going to be fighting over 6 rounds again. Obviously, your last fight was 6 rounds, but you're going to be campaigning at welterweight. I guess probably you're sticking to obviously routine of everything else that Mark's telling you now that where he wants you to be. Obviously, welterweight, a new weight class, another 6-round fight. I guess it's just the fact that you're getting regular fights again. Probably, your last competitive fight was probably October of last year before your last one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. People need. I didn't have much amateur background. I only had 18 amateur fights. Didn't win any titles. Could beat in a couple of Ulster and Antrim finals, but I didn't have any back in the way other professional fighters do. So for me, it is just keeping busy, and I do want to step up now and get a harder fight. But as Mark says too, he doesn't really want me fighting for titles and stuff until I'm at the right weight, so I can't complain. That's the reason why I signed with Mark, do you know what I mean? For him to manage me in this way, do you know what I mean?
I guess probably more than anything, sort of, I know obviously there's the Paul Ryan obviously scenario a couple of weeks ago. He obviously said that obviously he wanted to be your opponent for the last fight and then offered again since. Obviously I just want to get your thoughts on obviously that, obviously with the Paul Ryan call-outs. Obviously there was nothing sort of coming back on your end, but was it a sort of fight that you would have wanted to entertain, or obviously you just going by the guidance that's set by Mark?
Yeah, well, I was surprised to see that, to be honest with you. I thought he disrespected me a bit. As I said, I've only 18 amateur fights. He said I'm looking at patterned record. I'm only listening. This is the reason why I signed with Mark. If that was the case, I'd just manage myself saying yes, fight Paul Ryan, and maybe things wouldn't go the way I wanted. But flipping Mark wants me to fight at a lower weight, and he told me not to reply anything. It ate me up inside because I couldn't say anything back. But if Paul wants to come up here for sparring or anything, I'm no pushover. But the fight would have entertained me. But as I said, Mark wants me down the weight. I'm making super welterweight, and the fat I've got on me, this is, you know what I mean? I'm just not fighting at the right weight, and that's due to my laziness of before, and not being dedicated to the diet and stuff. So now I've changed things massively, and I'm just going to keep pushing down the weights. But as a Paul Ryan thing, if he wants to come up for sparring or anything like that, because I'm no, like I said, I've sparred the best in the country. I'm not afraid of him. It probably looked like I was afraid of him by not replying or anything, but that's not the case. Definitely not.
I guess sometimes, obviously, as a promoter sort of things, and it's not the first time that sort of, promoters set a path for you, and obviously in terms of fights and things like that. It's not sort of down to the judgment of you. Sometimes maybe the promoter might give you a couple of names of an opponent, but they have a career path of where they want to take you. You look at probably Conor Ben, probably there's a great example. Obviously, people wanted fights. Obviously, other people here have called him out. Paddy Gall, Lewis Crocker, everybody, the McKenna brothers have all been calling him out, and it just doesn't entertain because where Eddie Hearn sort of seen Conor Ben, whereas Mark probably sees similar to yourself, probably not putting you the same scope as Conor Ben, but he's a vision and plan of where he wants you to go, and I guess he didn't want you to fight a domestic fight at super welterweight because that's not the ideal weight he wants you to campaign at. Where do you see as far as down in weight you can go? Are you still looking at flyweight to fight Conor?
I'll fight Conor today, do a bit of sparring. No, listen, Stevie, Mark said I'm making 68 kilos for this fight, and he just said just see how it goes. I'm in no rush. As I've said before, I've only 18 amateur fights. Paul Ryan, it's I didn't even know who. Yes, I've heard him. I think I fought. Was he on the Conlon show, the 5th November? Mm-hmm. So I know who he was. But his amateur background's 10 times better than mine. Do you know what I mean? So, I haven't got that so I need these fights and the learning fights and stuff like that. But I'm definitely no pushover. And I've proved that in sparring sessions. And once Mark thinks I'm ready for them fights, I'll take him 100%. And when I'm at the right weight, like Paul Ryan, I've seen him weigh in and all. Like there's no fat on him. He looks good at the weight. Where me, when I weigh in, I'm chubby. Do you know what I mean? I'm still chubby. So I'm hoping here this month weighing at 68 kilos, not as much fat on me. And then just keep pushing on. Do you know what I mean?
A prime conditioned Owen O'Neill. You'll be like a catwalk model going about Cliftonville. But sort of what's changed sort of then in the, what's changed sort of in the background, obviously in terms of diet and things like that, where, I guess you're probably like anybody, you go to the gym, do all the training in the gym and then you go, I can eat what I want to be alright. What sort of changed in that? Is it just that Mark giving you a direction now that sort of, he's giving you a plan and giving you a vision of where he wants you to go, and that's going, Craigie, well, if I do all this hard work, out of the gym as well, then it's going to lead to these.
Yeah, but it's basically like if I seriously knuckle down here and get the weight off and fight at the right weight, like I've a serious good chance of doing well for myself. And like before, like Mark, like I knew I fought in junior and I knew there was going to be a fight in September, so it didn't blow up. Like I was back training already, and like before I haven't really got that. Like yes, I've fought and I didn't really know when the next one was going to be, so I've had the chance to be out drinking and eating shit and stuff like that, so I haven't really done it this one. And like I said, like when I'm at the right weight, like I have a serious chance of doing well here, like because I'm sparring like Big Potty and all doing well, and there's other people who've sparred at a heavier weight. So what am I gonna like? What am I gonna be like at a good at the right weight when I'm not chubby and stuff like that. I'm ripped out and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So.
I guess probably more than anything, your brother in arms, obviously Conor Clinton. Obviously, I'm sure the last couple of years have been very, very tough for him. Yeah. He's going to be fighting in your undercard, I believe, on the 24th September. I'm obviously sure you're probably more than delighted than anything that Conor's coming back.
Yeah, flip me, I'm loving it, and yes, he's fighting in my undercard. But there last week we were at the Cullen show and stuff, the fella. And I was there when he got the phone call saying about things were all good, and flip me, I was buzzing for him. I was more excited for him getting announced on the show than myself. Like that's what I said to him yesterday. But what I've learnt off Conor since he's came, as in boxing and outside of the gym, it's madness. He's a serious talent to be around, like, and even though he's a stingy fucker, but he's a good guy, and I'm buzzing to be fighting on the same card as him, and he's gonna be a multiple weight world champion, and I'm just so glad I'm in the camp with him. Do you know what I mean? To learn from him. Do you know what I mean?
Do you still see? Obviously, I know you've been around a lot of these guys for a good bit of time now, but do you still see sort of every day as a sort of learning day off other fighters in the gym? Like you obviously call them and Potty had obviously a big fights last weekend as well. Do you still sort of? And I think you mentioned to me before, you still sort of see yourself as a baby in the gym, obviously because of your amateur experience and learning off everybody.
Yeah, well, mate, that's it. Like, if you look at like as it is on paper, I didn't win no titles as an amateur. I had 18 fights, flipping probably the first 10 AM fights when I was flipping under 16. And then I just pushed on towards the end of my career, fighting for Antrim and stuff. But flipping like to compare to them guys like Conor, 7-time All-Ireland champion, Potty, he won the Ulster stuff. Colin went to Commonwealth Youth Games. Like I'm nowhere near what them guys done as an amateur career, but just being in the gym with them every day and learning from them, you know what I mean? It's a big thing for me, like, you know what I mean?
And obviously back to the Europa Hotel, obviously the 24th of September. Card's going to be in TG4. I believe it's going to be able to pick up here as well, but I'm guessing obviously you sold quite a few tickets and stuff the last time. I was sort of saying the corner there as well. Obviously the problem's now going to be is getting enough tickets for everybody to entertain the fans, but football season starts back this Saturday as well. Obviously my team and your team are we're obviously having a domestic dust up beforehand, but obviously the football season went back as well. I guess probably now you're going to have more people obviously wanting to come after say a match on a Saturday and things like that, last minute tickets. So I think the buzz you had sort of around your debut and stuff like that is going to reappear again.
Yeah, hopefully. As the fights go on, I'm getting more popular in the Reds matches and all too. So hopefully it just keeps pushing on, and the fights just keep getting bigger, and the fan base keeps getting bigger. But for this fight, I don't even know if I have to sell that many tickets because it's on TV and stuff, and the card is packed out with good fights. So I don't even know how many tickets I've got to sell. But already when I got the show announced there, I've had 30 names down. So I've been looking at them. So I need to get on the ball already.
And I guess obviously, you know, you being I know we spoke about this before as well, but it's still the dream obviously to fight at Solitude. Is it sort of a conversation you've had with Mark yet? Because, you know, at the end of the day when you have the buzz of North Belfast and everything else, is that a conversation you've had with Mark, or is that a conversation you'd love to have with Mark and getting a fight at Solitude?
It's probably, no, we actually haven't spoke about that, but he does slag me about Climble, about wearing the top and all, but it's something I could probably talk to him about, but obviously not yet. You know what I mean? I need to start winning titles and stuff and finding at the right weight. That's the main focus at the minute. Getting down the weight because of, as you know, I've said before during lockdown and stuff, I was going to be moving down weight. I said it, I didn't do it, so now it's just time to do it. You know what I mean?
And obviously, what can people expect from you on the 24th September? Obviously, in the new weight class, or obviously just going to see a stronger, fitter, leaner Owen O'Neill, probably putting in, you know, because your last performance is probably your best performance as a pro so far. What can people expect in your 9th pro fight?
Well, it's hopefully going to be entertaining because I'm asking for a bit of a step up fight and someone who's going to come to win, and that's where I think you'll see me doing well because I'm a great body puncher and stuff. So hopefully maybe a knockout for the first time, something like that. Anyway.
It'd be nice, I guess, sometimes when you have that confidence, you know, you can see your confidence starting to come on as a pro and stuff as well, and Paddy's obviously had similar things. Once you get that confidence, and who knows what can happen, and I guess at a lower weight class, obviously your punch is going to make more of a difference as well, so I'm sure if you add a few more knockouts to the record there, you're going to get a lot more attention than you're probably already getting.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'm putting the work in the gym. As I've always put the work in the gym, but outside of the gym I haven't been the best with my nutrition and stuff. I've got Pierce Hill at the minute, but yeah, I'm just full time with him, so that's where it's going to make a difference for me.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time, Owen. Obviously, we'll let you enjoy the rest of your camp, and obviously we'll look forward to the 24th September to you moving 9-0.
Legend, mate. Good man, big son.